we know you have Critter's bike in there. Give it back now, or I'm gonna eat your eyebrows.
What?
I mean, I'll stab you.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Random Tall Guy. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that button right there and welcome. On today's video, I'm gonna talk about my new car purchase. I honestly told myself I'm gonna stop buying vehicles, but honestly this one is a rare vehicle and I believe I'm the only one in the state that has one. This right here is a 2000 Jaguar XK8 hardtop. Now the majority of these vehicles, I believe that got created, I think it's like 80% of them came with a convertible top. This one is a hard top, so it's extremely hard to find these. And also this one has all the factory options. Not only that, but this vehicle in particular came from California, so underneath it's extremely clean. There's no rust whatsoever. I went ahead and I rolled it on some ramps here so I can show you how clean it is underneath. So since it came from California, there's no rust whatsoever. I went ahead and I checked the whole car from front to back. I checked the pinch welds and everything. There is no rust. So honestly, this car is a good survivor. The previous owner did a lot of repairs. He spent a lot of money fixing this car. Yes, the car is not perfect. There's a lot of cosmetic scratches and dents and stuff like that. But the mechanically, everything is perfect underneath. All I need to do is change a few bushings and stop a few leaks, but other than that, this car is really solid. Now, in case you guys are wondering what is a good, reliable Jaguar to buy, the XK8 and the XJ8 is honestly the best of the best Jaguars you can buy. After that, they became trash because of Ford making, you know, Jaguar slash Fordish cars. And then after that, I think it was Tata Motors that bought Jaguar. Now, and honestly, those cars look exactly like a Lincoln Continental. Honestly, it looks like a regular sedan, so it's not even a Jaguar anymore. This right here is a true Jaguar. All right, guys, if you take a look, the body panel, everything looks beautiful. Honestly, there's a lot of scratches around, miscellaneous scratches. I don't think the camera could pick it up. There's some right here. There's also this nasty, I don't know, touch-up paint chip right there. The car is not perfect when it comes to cosmetics, but is honestly, from over here, it looks perfect. Of course, we have some water condensation forming in this headlight right here. By the way, these headlights are solid glass, and they're expensive to replace, so I need to take this apart, figure out where the water is coming in from, and seal it. But yeah, these are solid glass and they're expensive to replace. Anything in this car is expensive to replace. All right, if you take a look at the front right here, this car is honestly extremely beautiful. There's nothing on the road today that looks similar to this Jaguar at all. Probably an Aston Martin, but honestly, you can't mistake this with any other car. This is honestly its own class, its own look. But there is a lot of imperfection. If we take a look over here, it looks like the guy got into some kind of accident. I kind of touched it up, but honestly, this needs to be addressed better. All right, and then the guy told me some guy rammed a sharpened cart in the back over here. If you take a look, there's a nasty dent right here. From far distance, you can't really notice it. I think I'm the only one who noticed that just because I know of it, so I'm always staring at it. But I think the average person walking by won't notice that dent. But if you take a look over here and then compare it to the other side, honestly, it's not that bad. And if you take a look over here, we have a couple of dents here too, you know, paint chipping here, couple of scratches, but honestly the car is not that bad. For far distance it looks perfect, so I honestly don't mind. But maybe in the future I should get it either vinyl wrapped or get it repainted. And over here, I'm not sure what this is right here. It's like the paint faded or something, or someone dropped some acid on it. But I need to address that. And for some reason, there's two nasty dents right here, which looks like I could pull it out with a slide hammer maybe. But other than that, cosmetically, the car is awesome. And I went ahead and the badge was missing, so I went ahead and got a badge and I glued it on. This badge right here was also missing, so I replaced it. But overall, the car is in excellent condition. If you take a look, amazing, it's beautiful. Of course, once again, there's little scratches and imperfections here and there, but overall, the car is amazing. I went ahead and I kind of buffed out and redid the rims. If you take a look at it, it looks nice and shiny. Honestly, of course, look at the corners. It's not perfect, but it is presentable. And the good thing, when I bought the car, the guy told me he did the front struts, which is a pain in the ass to do. He also bought and installed and balanced 4 new tires. All right, guys, if you take a look underneath the car, as I mentioned, 0 rust. Look at that clean pinch well. It's nice and clean. It's a little black and dirty right there, but there's no rust whatsoever. The exhaust is fully intact, really minimal rust. Brand new tires, as I mentioned. The car is perfect underneath. Now inside, honestly, everything is nice and clean. There is no cracks or anything crazy with the dash. It's nice and beautiful. Now the only ugly thing is this seat right here. I did brought this seat to a upholstery shop, and they resprayed it with paint, kind of like to fix the cracks, but of course that's not a permanent fix. The cracks are coming back, so I need to address that. But the driver's seat was redressed with a new leather sleeve, so the driver's seat is perfect. The passenger seats are in good condition, no rips or tears or anything. I mean, it's a little dirty, it's a little stain that I cannot remove, but it's fine. And of course, no one really sits behind here because look how much room you have. But overall, it's in good condition. Everything here is perfect. Now, these set of buttons right here, I kind of damaged it when I was cleaning this. I guess I pressed it too hard and I popped them out of their sockets, and I kind of broke the plastic retainer socket thing that's in here, so I need to replace that. But overall, everything else works perfectly fine. The AC works, the heater works, all these buttons, the front fog lamps, the rear fog lamps work, the radio works, everything is perfect. Yeah, the driver's seat, the driver cockpit, everything looks good. The door cards on both ends looks good. The steering wheel is in perfect condition. I just need to touch up on the airbag a little bit. I'm not sure if the sun kind of bleached it or what happened here, but I need to it looks like it needs like a good coat of like leather paint to fix that. But overall, everything works. If I put the key in, there is no warning lights whatsoever. The car has 164,000 miles, but honestly, it drives brand new. Now, the vehicle drives perfect. There is some worn down parts I need to replace. Now, as of repairs, the lower control arms in the front, the bushings, they're not too bad, but I need to replace it eventually because I do feel kind of like sloppy suspension when I'm going over bumps. So I'm gonna replace the bushings and the lower control arms in the front. Also, the bushings for the strut in the back, once again, is not, you know, totally toast or bad. It's just getting to that point, so I need to replace that. This being a California car, the bushing and the rubber, they're in good condition. Not like over here, since we have a lot of salt and then we have hot cold, that really beats up the rubber components for the suspension, so that causes it to crack and age and create dry rot. Since this car came from California, the bushings honestly survived, what is it, 23 years. So I'm really impressed by that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. All right, guys, and the car started right up. There was no hesitation, no weird idling. Honestly, it started right up. And also, if you notice, there is no warning lights. There is no ABS, there is no traction control, there is no reduced performance, nothing of that. Nice clean dash. Honestly, this car is super reliable. If anybody wants to buy a Jaguar, this is the type of Jaguar you should buy. If you guys are afraid of like maintenance and like car, you know, reliability, this is the best Jaguar you can get. Now the engine is fast. You produce about 290 horsepower and around like 300 pound-feet of torque, so it's really good. If you get the supercharged version, which is the XKR, you boost up to close to 400 horsepower. One thing I always like to mention, that if you notice right here, this is all the switches you get. There's no lock or anything on this side. So you guys are wondering, how do you lock and unlock the doors? It's basically built in with the handle. Right now it's unlocked. If you press this in, it's locked. And if you press it out, it's unlocked. Honestly, this is a beautiful design, very elegant, very clean. Honestly, when I first got the car, I was looking at it, I'm like, where do I unlock and lock the door? So if I have someone coming in, do I just reach over there, or do I, and then I'm like, oh wait a minute, this is to unlock it. That is crazy. Another thing is, you have this valet button right here, so you press it and that will automatically lock your glove box and trunk and gas cap so that no one can steal your gas or look through your stuff while they're parking your car. And of course, to get yourself out of the valet mode, you're gonna have to unlock your car using the key fob or using the key of the door, I believe. But yeah, another thing I like to mention is when you open the door, this window right here, since there's no like structure for this glass, when you open the door, the window slightly goes down, and when you close it, it goes up. So it fits right into the track where it needs to be, so that no water can get in. That's pretty amazing. But try not to lose your keys or leave the keys inside the car, because in order to get in here, I think you're gonna end up breaking the window, because there's no way for you to squeeze in a tool or one of those hooks to unlock the door, because the way the glass is set up is basically resting inside here. All right, so I went ahead and opened the bonnet. Yes, this is a British car, so we're gonna call this a bonnet. This is your beautiful 4.0 Jaguar engine. But yeah, this is the V8. Extremely reliable. As long as you replace that plastic chain tensioners, this engine right here will be extremely reliable. But yeah, everything works. Honestly, I had another cover here, but it kind of broke, so I threw it out. So I need to buy another cover for this, just like that one down there. Surprisingly, no oil leaks, no coolant leaks, but there is a power steering leak. I'm not sure if I can show you because it is down there. So basically how the power steering pump works, you have the power steering pump right there. You have the low pressure line running to a cooler in here, and then it comes right here and it connects to another metal that connects to the rack and pinion system. So it's basically leaking down here, so I need to replace that rubber hose. I'm gonna order one and just replace it. I'm honestly just waiting. It's leaking like 1 drop a day, so I'm not like too concerned, but I definitely want to replace it just because, you know, the car is nice. You want to address all leaks and stuff like that. But yeah, engine, everything is fine. Oil is fine. It's not burning anything. The exhaust is nice and clear. It's not smoky. It's not dark or anything. I went ahead and I cleaned the throttle body. Some stuff I did repair or replace. I replaced the serpentine belt. I replaced the alternator. I replaced this. Well, I didn't replace this hose, but I cut it and then I refit it in just because it was cracked at the end here. Yeah, I think that's all the repairs I did to this car so far. The majority of it was just cosmetic repairs or cosmetic things, like for example cleaning or polishing the chrome. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the rims at all, but this is the factory rim, so I'm just gonna, you know, keep it. Another thing is my antenna right here. It does work and everything, but it's starting to make a small grinding noise, so I'm thinking the motor is gonna go bad eventually. But yeah, it's not really that much repairs. Another thing I have to replace eventually, it's not like, you know, too concerned like I gotta get it done, but I need to change the bushing for the lower control arms in the front here, and I need to replace the bushings for the shock on the back here, which once again is not that expensive. It's just, you know, a little time consuming. I have a giant C-clamp press over there I can use. But yeah, Surprisingly, there is no ABS light whatsoever, so that's good. So the module is good. Also, there is no, once again, there's no check engine light or any reduced performance lights for the throttle body, which these are common to go bad, and it costs about $500, $600 to replace. Surprisingly, mine's working, so that's also good on there. All right, so that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close the bonnet. Nice and solid. All right, now for these vehicles, the back always tend to rust more than the front. The front, the majority of the components and suspension parts and stuff like that, it's mostly made out of aluminum. As for the back, is always going to be steel. So the back always rusts up first. So we're going to start off on the back and work our way to the front. If you take a look, barely any rust whatsoever. Nice solid black color. And also, yes, there were some spots that was rusty, so I came in and I sprayed it with rust reformer. You know me. But overall, look how clean it is. I went ahead and I also re-greased the U-joints and stuff like that. All right, this right here is your differential. This right here is your massive dry shaft. Honestly, look how thick it is. Compared to the Jeep XJ, this dry shaft is way more heavy duty. This right here, this mechanism right here is your parking brake or your emergency brakes. That is nice and solid, no rust. This is your exhaust. Look at it, still kind of shiny in both ends. Your exhaust, and I believe that's your. This is your muffler. This is your resonator, and then it goes down there, and it goes up on the cat, and then to the exhaust manifold. All right, if you take a look at it, look at the pinch welds. There's no rust whatsoever. Nice and clean all around. But yeah, as I mentioned, this car came from California. That's the reason why I bought it. It's nice and clean. There is no issue with rust whatsoever. And honestly, I don't mind slapping a new engine if it comes down to it, just because I have a brand new transmission. The car is basically rust free, so why not throw another engine once that engine fails, which I doubt, because I take care of my engine really good, so I doubt it's gonna fail on me. If you take a look right here, your shock is nice and dry. Even the coil spring is not rusty at all. It still has its color. There is a little rust, just a little rust on this. I'm not sure what we can call it, subframe or yeah, subframe system. A little rust forming there. Maybe I'll come back and spray it down. Also, I forgot to mention I installed a new filter. Just because I'm not sure if the other one was original, but I didn't want to take the chance ruining the pump, so I went ahead and installed a new filter, and the car is pretty happy with that. Also, another feature I like to mention, this trunk lid right here is basically electronically controlled, but if the battery ever dies, because the battery is actually in the trunk itself, one way to open it is this little secret keyhole right here. You slip this on, you turn it, and you go ahead and open your trunk. Amazing. All right, another thing I like to mention is this awesome gas cap. Look, nice, simple Jaguar, and honestly, it has a nice premium feel to it. You remove it, and you can stick it right here to this magnet. Little tiny details Jaguar thought of, and it's pretty awesome. Put it back. There's no weird clicking. You just put it, close it, you're fine. All right, guys, so that was a quick tour around the new car I just bought. As I mentioned, there's little stuff here and there that I need to repair, so I'm definitely gonna make videos about it. And the good thing about these cars, because I was looking through YouTube, there's not that much repair videos on these type of vehicles, so it'd be awesome for me to start doing how-to videos to help you guys out. And once again, just appreciate the look of this car. It's pretty amazing. Extremely elegant, extremely sporty, extremely clean. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about the vehicles. If you like it, if you don't like it, if you guys think I should just sell it and buy something else, let me know down in the comment section below. Of course, guys, I'm gonna continue making more videos on this vehicle, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, stay safe, have a good one. See you in the next one. See ya, bye-bye.